Welcome to another edition of Offside brought to you by Arsenal Fans Beat. And as usual, we're going to be looking at a couple of things on today's edition of the show. We've got to look at the post-match review of Chelsea versus Arsenal across London, where Arsenal went to Stamford Bridge and somehow they came out with a scrappy draw. And we're also going to be looking at the exit of Ruud van Nistelrooy from Manchester United. And we're going to look at the axing of David Coates from the PGMOL. And we're also going to be looking at the reaction of Pep Guardiola, who seems to be having some level of antics off the pitch after every match, considering the fact that Man City aren't faring well. And I have, as always, with me Danny of Manchester United, Chelsea, Mickey, and we'll have the regular guys, Gassimi Sila and Nene Fofana. And I'm yours sincerely, Kennedy OKJ. Guys, the weekend was somehow beautiful for Manchester United. They rolled the drums and defeated Leicester City. And somehow, Chelsea escaped being beaten at home by Arsenal. They escaped a last-minute gas miss from Trossard, who would have killed them. But somehow they survived. So, let's start with you, Danny. You guys played into the hands of what you've been doing before. A guy that has brought stability into your team, and somehow you decided that you should go because Amorim didn't consider him to be good enough as part of his coaching crew. And somehow you played 4 matches and I think he came up with 4 victories. 3 victories and a draw. So which is a fantastic record considering what Eric Ten Hag did. Do you think this is a good start for Amorim, for him to have asked Ruud van Nistelrooy?
Well, I believe Amorim knows exactly what he's doing. He wants everything to be on him. So at the end of the day, we don't have anyone to blame if he fails eventually. But nonetheless, I wouldn't say like asking Ruud van Nistelrooy out of the team means it wasn't good enough for him. No. Like he said in his one of the interviews, he said he wants his own people that he can work with, that understands him better. And no matter how you look at it, between Amorim and Ruud van Nistelrooy, they are both young coaches, and there will be this type of, even if they wouldn't say it, but Amorim will be scared seeing Ruud van Nistelrooy sitting at the sideline or the dugout all the time.
Former club legend.
Yes. So he'll be looking at, let's say if I didn't get things right, this guy will be the one that will be replacing me. So he wants that type of environment wherein he will know like every decision that has to do with the club will incumbent on him. He needs to make, whether he makes the right decision, he makes the wrong one. At the end of the day, Ruud van Nistelrooy won't be blamed like maybe what other people have been saying with regards to what happened to everything. And like Van Nistelrooy played some parts, sitting out there saying nothing, blah blah blah, and the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask Mickey, because you guys are used to what Manchester United are doing, asking players, asking coaches. Do you think this is a tactical management decision by Amorim? Because it's like, in this job, Danny is going to, if I don't sit up well, Danny will be the one to replace me. Let me ask him before I have the opportunity to ask him now. Do you think it's a tactical management decision by Amorim?
Yeah, just like Danny is saying, I think he's on point. I feel it's very much tactical. He's also doing his own assessment. So take a good look at the picture. Had he had all these brilliant ideas, why is it that his boss Eric was having these bad results, having issues with the player, and we never see Van Nistelrooy coming in? Maybe it was behind the seat, but I don't think, even though he might have taken some action, but it does not resolve the issue. And now, when Eric has been asked out of the club, we see this brilliant performance, this motivation and all that thing. So even though it might look motivating, but it's got the probability of undermining him coming into the club. So he wants that stability, he wants that control, and you see having Van Nistelrooy somehow will be a threat. In the long run, maybe he might undermine his own powers. And that's very tactical and very wise of it.
Okay. Nene, do you agree with that, both of them?
It is in 2 ways. I think Van Nistelrooy has been good so far, and Ten Hag, from reports and suspicion from fans, so he seems to be that kind of stubborn person that doesn't listen. So it might be that Van Nistelrooy might be giving him his opinion, but he didn't take it. And also, I think maybe what's his name? Amorim would have given him a chance or something. Maybe try to work with this guy within 2 or 3 months. Let's see how it goes. This guy understands the players already. He has been with them. He has been with them. He has been coaching. He has a good influence with them. I think it should have helped out, because so far after the departure of Ten Hag, the boys have been positive. United have been scoring goals. They have been winning. They only drew 1 game, which is good. So I think that even with the club, I thought that the club would have given him a chance before bringing in another coach. But since the decision of the club, and maybe Amorim has his own opinion, has his own reasons for letting him go. But I think if I were him, I should have given him a chance.
What's the opinion?
Well, for me, I believe every coach have his
because when you are looking you don't seem to be wishing these people
at
well.
I'm always the #1 critics for Manchester United. You know.
Right, I can see it on your face, you know.
Yes, but honestly speaking, I believe every coach has his own coaching staff. That's true. And this time around in Manchester United, it's a new era. You understand? And Ruud van Nistelrooy have been in Manchester United even the time with Ten Hag. He has been giving him advices, but yet still the club has not been flourishing enough. Take a look at when Mikel Arteta was in Manchester United and Manchester City. Yeah. He has been giving advices to Pep Guardiola, but his advices have been flourishing for Pep Guardiola
because he decided to accept
exactly. Yeah. So now by the incoming of Amorim, I think it's a new era, and this coach knows what he wants, just like what Danny said. You understand? He has his own coaching staff. He has his own coach doctor, the team doctors. You understand? So I think it's a brand new era for Manchester United. New tactics, new system, everything. So Amorim would not want any person that will at least contravene what he might want to bring in the club. You understand? So I think I've never seen a situation where an interim coach have been retained in a club when a new coach is coming into a club. You understand? So I think for me, that's what I believe. Every coach has his own coaching staff that he might want to bring in a new club.
Okay, guys in the comment section, just let us know your opinion based on the submission of my team. And we're looking at what happened across London. Chelsea, were they lucky against Arsenal, or was Arsenal lucky against Chelsea? Let me start with you, Nene.
Well, Chelsea were the lucky ones.
You already
Well, they were the lucky ones because we have so many chances. Unfortunately, we were unable to turn them into goals. If you look at the stats, we scored the first goal. Unfortunately, it was offside, and later on we scored again. Great strike by Martinelli, cross through by Odegaard, which is very good because finally he's back and he has made an impact. Yes,
by providing the assist.
Exactly. So, and Chelsea, I just said their goal, they were fortunate to have scored, and it was a slack mistake or blunder from our defense. But also, I think it was a very interesting match, full of emotions, and every team wanted to win, very entertaining. We all wanted to win the match, but unfortunately, we shared the points. It's like Chelsea, we are hoping for a draw.
Okay.
And we are hoping for a win, but unfortunately, it didn't
Before
happen.
we come to Mr. Chelsea, Mickey, you tell us, did you think Arsenal went to Stamford Bridge to play for a draw? Or rather, they just lost winning that match by whiskers, considering the opportunities that fell on their side? So you tell us your opinion.
From my own side, I think Arsenal have been through rough patches over the past few games, and going into that match, despite all the results, they were in a better position to win the game because Chelsea have a very inexperienced team, and Arsenal were there to win the game. If you see the way they play and the effort from the players, even the Arteta that was standing there at the dugouts, he wanted to win the game at all costs because he needed something to actually boost the confidence of the players. Because of the considering what has happened with Arsenal of recent days, Edu leaving and all those things. There are a lot of stories around the football club itself. So he needed a win to actually prove to people like even with Edu not around, I can still do the job, something like that. And Chelsea, I will always say this: they have a very good squad with regard young, promising players, but they lack something, experience when it comes. If you take, for instance, like take a look at United game when they played Man City and then they played Liverpool, right? Most of the game they were playing so well, but it got into a point wherein they almost gave the game away to their opposition. Like it wasn't intentional. It's like they don't even know that they are giving the game away. They had a couple of chances, they couldn't take them. They don't bury their chances. They only scored more goals when it comes to smaller teams, but when they face bigger opposition, they don't score that much. And that's going to be like a very huge problem for them. I always see Arsenal in the past few years like a very competitive team. As Arteta has done some amazing job, and I think they can definitely, even with everything that has happened, they still have a chance to actually make some mark going forward. And I think maybe in the next coming games they will turn things around for the better. So you went there to win the game. It's rather unfortunate you couldn't bury the last chance of the game. But I think
it's good to have somebody that is looking at the positive side of what happened.
Yeah.
Mickey, you were full of confidence that we were going to lose that game by 2-0 at the last match preview. So, what happened to you guys that you could not take the 3 points? Because if you look at the statistics of what transpired during that game, you guys had better ball possession. But when it comes to opportunities that fell on either side of it, if we are taking our chances, especially the number of opportunities that Martinelli had, and the last opportunity from Trossard, Mikel Merino, you guys should have been buried long ago before the match even ended. But somehow you guys survived. Fantastic thing. Enzo Maresca, just like we said, is beginning to stamp his authority. Do you think you guys were good enough to win that match on that day?
Well, if I grade the game, like I said, it's a team in decline versus a team in progress. So that was what I saw.
This guy knows how to remember,
No,
which team is in decline? Look at this one.
So you're calling us a team in
In
decline?
decline.
You've seen the result.
I want to see them fall.
Just because they
You
are
guys are watching
just
this
because of the
guy.
fixtures.
Now I get you. Are you insinuating that?
because of
No,
the
he wasn't
pictures.
insinuating.
No, I know he's
That's how he
insinuating.
calls you guys out.
No.
Just
No, that's
because
not
they
true.
say they have to play Chelsea. Arsenal have already given out 2 games free.
Okay.
All the
What are you
expectations
saying?
that they are coming to win.
You are busy
They are
dashing
going
out
to
points.
give. Last season they gave 5, so they are going to score 5 or 6. So to be honest, it was a fair game, and both sides deserve a point, and both sides also understand there was something at stake. We are third and you are fourth, and just by a goal difference. So even though Arsenal had their chances and they all the ball, we are very more conscious of not losing. You know what it means if Chelsea go first, or Chelsea also, even though we wanted to win the game, but we are very more conscious of not losing all 3 points. But so our game was somehow conservative, and our midfield was not much creative. We were not much creative. You know, we had the Lavia and Caicedo. There's not much creativity in that, and so you have to see Cole Palmer and all coming back deep and trying to create chances. But with the likes of Enzo coming in, we see much creativity and us going forward. So in games, Arsenal always create chances and opportunities. It's about you taking your chances. We don't have many, but the little we have, we're able to get a point out of that game, and that was really good. But that was not my watermark moment for me. It was the attitude or the celebration of Calvert. I found it very much offensive. Yes, definitely. As a player, as a
No, we're going to call it. It's good that he's joining up this. I'm going to throw highlights on that.
And I find that most Chelsea fans after the game start to roll again. Yes, regardless of what you've been into the club, you've won the Champions League, and at the end of the day, it was very more disappointing for you to have scored and go and giving out the shoe celebration, and it was an offside.
Okay.
So the goal was.
Okay, can I
and I
defend?
felt that.
Can I defend?
And I felt that attitude.
He was telling them to
is
shut
very-
up.
Yes,
it's
because
very-
they were trolling him during the game.
very-
Even
Yes.
they were the one that brought up
It's
60
very-
$1 million down the drain.
That was how Arsenal wanted into a song for him.
Yes.
Chelsea fans started from when he joined. He didn't say he wanted to
Even
play. You
before
guys
the
saw him.
exactly.
No, but you forgot.
You cannot always dance.
These guys are
Exactly, they were unbreakable. Yes, they started it.
How long will he send the message?
No, he said he's
not
sending the
just this
message.
season. Why
Last
Chelsea
season,
fans-
after he two goals, he did
that's why he
the
failed
same
you
thing.
guys.
They did it last season.
Yes,
That's why-
two goals the next you guys because you guys started
So
it.
for me, I find it very much offensive,
fantastic.
But it is his own.
Okay.
I don't know how long it will continue.
Okay.
Oh,
he had no other
It
opportunity.
will
You guys
keep on
keep
doing
walking,
it.
you
will
keep
go.
doing
Continue.
Oh yeah, let's see how far.
And you
How many
see-
goals
For
can
one
he
thing, the guy had respected you guys.
No.
No. Even
He has-
at
he has
2-2.
a-
Even at 2-2.
No.
Hold on now.
That
No.
When we played the
listen,
2-2 against
He
you
did
guys.
not.
Hold on now.
listen.
He
When
come
we
out
played
with
the
his shoe.
2-2 at Stamford Bridge, where your goalkeeper gave a bonanza to Declan Rice. The guy did not do anything trolling you guys. But you guys started the song. The guy didn't do anything. You started the song that 60 million down the drain. That is how, when he started scoring, because as at then he wasn't scoring. When he started
Yes.
scoring, Arsenal fans now turned it into a song for him. So you guys started the trolling. The guy didn't do anything. So it's emotional. Just like we said the last time, that football is a game of passion and emotion. So if you troll a player and didn't do anything,
react.
he will react.
And let's see how far it goes.
No, he will
It
continue.
will continue.
The guy is not going to be scared of that.
Of course,
And-
you're not gonna be scared, but
you
let's see how far
see-
it
No, but
goes.
You
honestly,
see-
if you guys were sure like it's 60
No.
million down the drain,
Down the drain.
it shouldn't be a problem.
You bought him.
Exactly. And they even
Shut
said that.
the club before now.
No.
No.
We're looking at the genesis of the trolling.
Even
Yeah, so
before
did
you
you
guys
watch-
were
how-
saying that
did
you
you watch
choose
after
Arsenal.
After the goal was ruled out, do you see the facial expression?
No, anybody will feel bad.
Everybody will feel
You have to
bad.
manage the
Anybody
situation.
will feel bad if I celebrate and score a goal.
Yeah.
We've seen when
So-
William scored against Arsenal at Emirates.
So that's
Remember,
one point
he was
there.
celebrating, and the moment they said, "Hold on," the guy felt bad. He's not an ex-Arsenal player, but he felt bad that my celebration. Anybody will feel
So
that
the
way.
opportunities to get back.
He will get back. That's it. Now he will
Okay,
get back.
you missed that opportunity. What to see next? If he's going to get
At the
back.
Emirates,
He has done that last season. 2
Yeah,
goals
yeah,
against you guys.
He will score. So coming to that,
No, he's going to score.
He
He's going
is
to score.
going to do. He
That's
scored,
it.
unfortunately.
No, he did not
It was
score.
you know,
offside.
a good goal. It's unfortunate that somebody
Exactly.
Offside. He was
That's
offside.
offside.
Not somebody.
Let's see
He was offside.
what you have to say.
Yes.
So
I'm going
to
directly
Mickey,
for my
go directly. Let's see the offside. So let's talk about
he started saying the match between Arsenal and Chelsea, it's a team progressing and a team
Team declining.
For me, I would take it in an opposite way for him. Chelsea were the
consider
team
how much
declining.
Chelsea has spent.
Yeah,
Yes.
because he failed to realize that they have spent a lot of money trying to at least organize their team, even though their team is not even organized. They are buying players that they don't even need to buy. You understand? You see, so you can't compare Chelsea to that of Arsenal. So please rephrase your sentences.
Okay, let me give you. So Arsenal is a team in decline. Just because I say Chelsea, you've lost 2 games consecutively.
You were told to
And second-
rephrase.
It's a good one.
And the second point also with Arsenal, regardless of Arsenal performance, be it good or what, I don't see Arteta going beyond this season if he cannot put his silver.
We'll shock you, don't worry.
Definitely.
We'll shock you.
I don't
Bro,
see Arteta going beyond.
concentrate on your
Don't
club.
worry.
Leave Arteta for us. Leave Arteta for us.
I don't want you to sack you because I know you still continue to go feed out for you.
Of course.
Anyways,
Bro, leave Arteta.
I don't see how Arsenal will
Leave Arteta for us.
Allow me.
Leave Arteta for Arsenal. Leave us to
Yes.
decide
Now,
on that.
Let me start with the match against Chelsea and
Yeah.
Arsenal. You know, Chelsea, yes, it's a kudos. You guys defended well. You know, because for me, I will blame my team. You understand? I did not blame the lack of a striker that we did not have. Trust me, that match we could have at least give you guys 4 or 5 goals.
You got January coming.
Yes, because we created a lot of chances, and you saw what happened.
United also
Our
had
main
best
issue is
chances,
back.
United.
You saw the connection, the fluidity in the team. You understand? Look how many chances Martin Odegaard created, him alone. You understand? Compared to that of Bukayo Saka, who is not even 100% match fit. Declan Rice.
Goes down by
Exactly.
You understand? Palmer was nowhere to be found. He was in Patton's pockets. You
Yes,
understand?
So
You
I did
see,
not put the hands up.
the
They will know
only
it
player,
before we
the
have to
only
the
player
front.
that stand up
Even
for me.
Cancelo himself was,
Yeah, the
he
only
was
player-
sent back to Colombia.
The only
This
player.
is on social media. And that's the second time he's
Exactly.
to Colombia.
He's doing his job.
I saw the medical doctor
Yes,
call.
he's
I
doing
said,
his job.
"Sorry, my man, come
He's
take this
looking
medicine."
for
His
tickets.
his head was spinning.
He's doing his job.
After that song.
Anyways,
He's doing his job.
Let me finish. I'm not
I'm
done
happy
with
he's doing his
Michael.
job.
I'm not done with Michael. You understand? The only player that stand out for me against Arsenal, it's that of Pedro Neto. You understand? Because
Yeah.
he was the only one that
He
was
was the
causing
constant
havoc
threat, yeah.
for Arsenal. You know,
it was
because
a constant threat.
had it not been the mistake from Havertz and Declan Rice, trust me, you guys could have not scored anything.
Because
You know, we
aside
find
from-
ourselves short at the back. You understand? And that is a mistake that Mikel Arteta has to deal with. You know, whenever we score,
again.
we always find ourselves very short in the back and allow our opponent
To come back.
to come back and score against us. You see, but for me, it's a positive match. Going in Stamford Bridge and put on a performance like that with Chelsea that are trying to at least come up.
Come on.
No, we are up. We're not coming up. We are above you. I don't say we are coming up. We're above you.
But it's a good one.
Anyways.
Arsenal should have gone in with a fighting spirit to win that game at all costs.
Anyway,
Because we are above you.
Okay, fantastic.
Even though we are struggling. That's why I say it's a team in decline, but it's a team in progress.
Fantastic. You
So
know,
I
you
still
know,
stand on that point.
you know the Chelsea people. These guys are. You know Chelsea now. You know the drink. So let us know what
You guys are from London. London people they talk too much.
So, I like that. Okay, now we're going to the next one. Consistently, we've spoken about the EPL inconsistency when it comes to officiating.
Yeah.
And somehow, finally, even though they did it late, but at least something was done. David Cook is usage of F words for the judging
Liverpool.
club. It was quite unfortunate that when the decision to ask him came up, that it was when the club had left. That is one of the things that we're crying against, inconsistency. You just don't like the man's face, so as a result of that, whatever match, whatever game is you're going to officiate, you make sure you make him cry. So now it has been revealed that he used an F word for judging club. But the question I want to ask, do you think that the decision to ask him now is ideal, or did he come late or did he come later? Because the man that is in the middle of this controversy is no longer in the Premier League. And this has been like how many seasons ago, like last season, and this is a new season that's even almost going halfway. Do you think that the decision of PGMOL to now ask David Cook for his comments is coming early or late? I want to start with you, Danny.
Well, personally, from my own side, like I said the last time, footballers need to be protected. But now I see a whole different thing in football. It's the ref that gets more protection for doing a messy job and trying to control people's emotion and saying shit to their face. A ref can be offensive without getting reprimanded even inside the game. Mm-hmm. But once a player or a coach does something like that, upstand for the next thing, red card. I think this whole thing for me is just, how do I put it? It's a facade because it's completely, even though it came in times like this, they are trying to punish the guy. It's because they had no choice. Had it been the circumstances were different, you could have just held back the evidence.
And that's, and Danny, to let me bring something up. That's because an external party.
Yes. So that's exactly why I said,
posted it on the social media.
Yeah.
And it became something like an insult to them. So the guy said this was posted on a group. So,
and that's the problem. They had no clue someone had a video like that. They were dragging their feet the entire time. I just think like they have started involving politics into football, and that is making it very sad these days. They are trying to protect who they think they can protect.
It's all about favorism.
Yeah,
exactly.
Most times, I just want things to be normal, like a normal playing ground wherein everybody will be treated equally. If the ref made a blunder, it should be dealt with accordingly. And if players did the same, they get the punishment as well. And it goes with both smaller teams and bigger teams.
Yeah.
There should be no segregation whatsoever, whether you're a bigger team, you have won 10 champions. Nobody cares, man. It's football.
True. Now, Gassimo, based on the last time we had a discussion on the EPL inconsistency, I recall a statement, or rather a comment by Mickey, where he said that because of the role, that you want to believe that because of the role, it was an assumption, that because of the role that Man City is playing in supporting the Premier League, that certain decisions are going their way. Do you think that this decision to allow, because there is no way the PGMOL will tell us here that they were not privy to that discussion.
Yeah.
So whatever David Cook might have said, whatever exchange of
They should have a
they
recording
had,
of it.
they had a recording.
Yeah, they had
But it's just that they just didn't see it as, how can you tell the man, give the man an F word, an F German? You understand? It's somehow. So do you really think that this is the case, that it appears as if some club side are being benefited, or I don't know how to explain this now. Does it mean that the PGMOL, they are sitting on something that we don't understand? Because until when something escalates in the open where they cannot cover it up again, that's when they now start investigating. Because looking at the 116 count charges against Man City, if that guy that hacked Man City's email did not hack their email, it's not as if the what's it called, the EPL association did not know that Man City were doing something that contravened the rules. But until somebody hacked and now started sending them messages, that's when they said, okay, let us investigate this thing before this thing comes to the fore. What do you think is really the cause in this situation?
Yes, for me, it's very unprofessional first from David Cook, because as a Premier League referee, there is no way for you to alter such statements against a Premier League, ex-Premier League manager. You understand? Because it goes viral. It sends a loud message out there. You understand? And had it not been that video that came out, trust me, there could be no justice.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand? So because of the video that led to all this altercation, you understand? So now I think, just like what you said, there might be a situation where, because of the support that Manchester City give up in the Premier League, that is affecting other club sides. You understand?
Yeah.
So I think that this thing has to stop.
So money is the
stop.
rule of the game now.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You understand?
what
Because it's not fair out there. Because how can you, as a Premier League ref, being so biased, supporting one club and
They're
leave the
supposed to be
other?
neutral.
Exactly.
They're
You know.
calling the 11th player for Man City now.
So imagine.
That's how they.
So Nene, I'm coming to you now. Looking at this biased attitude by the PGMO, because it's no longer one referee. This has to do, including the Arab web. In the time past, I remember this guy that used to play for Liverpool. There was a time he posted on his Instagram page where he wore Manchester United outfit, and the guy was suspended. He was asked to pay some form of fine. Do you really think that the PGMOL, they are standing out to carry out their responsibility in a positive way or negative way?
Well, I think the whole thing is, like I said it the last time, like the whole Premier League thing is been fixed. From the start of the season, they already know who they want to win the match, and they will do everything possible to frustrate the opposition club or the other club that will be fighting against them. Because looking at all the decisions that have been made, that we all agreed on, that most of their decision has been in favor of Man City, if not because of the unfortunate circumstances that Man City has been facing. Like, they should have been leading the table by now, but too bad luck is not on their side right now. But seeing the decisions the referees have been making, their inconsistency has been frustrating players, has been frustrating coach. And going back to that match with Klopp also, imagine the injustice, how Klopp would have felt. That would have affected his mental health, and to that extent that it won't even would have been able to coach his team properly, because he will see it as, this guy said something offensive to me and I dare not retaliate.
Who knows? Maybe that's even the reason the guy said, look, I'm done with this.
Exactly.
It crossed my mind.
Because maybe he didn't say it out loud, because of, we all know the last time Arteta said something, they suspend him also. So he was just tired with all this injustice. And we know Klopp has been there fighting with Man City back and back. So it's all frustrating and tireless. It might be tired also. So going back to their own controversies, this, that, being biased or favor. I just think that this whole system needs to be restructured
Yeah.
because it's really frustrating. For the beauty of the game, there should be no favorism, no politics whatsoever. If Man City wants to give in support of the league or something, it's fine, but that doesn't mean that they have to be the winner of every EPL season or create an issue that nobody
So it's the case of who plays the Viper. It takes the tune.
Exactly.
So it's really, really bad. It's frustrating, and the whole controversies, it doesn't even make sense. It's killing the game. Even us, the fans, I said here the last time that it's not because of this old fans, but I'll stop watching EPL matches because the injustice is too much. It affects our emotions. What about the players that might be playing? It's really bad.
Mickey, now, I made an allusion to the comment you made the last time that because of the support that Man City is offering the Premier League in terms of advertising rights and all that there's a possibility that this team is being shoed up in towards the advantage of Man City. Now, looking at this case, you remember there was a submission I made the last time. I said, look, mine is that if you know that this referee has gone beyond what he's not supposed to, ask him if he's supposed to earn £20,000 as his match bonus. Ask him and charge him on top of that so that he will be able to know how to handle issues next match. But now they had to wait until the season 2023-2024 season ended before they now start deciding on the case of what transpired, and even the Premier League has been won, done and dusted by Man City. You understand? That's why they are now looking at the case and they are just, publicizing the thing as if they've done a good job. After how many months? We're talking about more than 1 year. But this is the new year. We're in 2025, 2024, 2025 that we are in now. So that's when they took a decision again. And don't forget, there's a remarkable thing about David Kurt. That's the same guy that gave Martinelli a red card in less than 5 minutes. You remember when Martinelli fouled a bomb, I think it's a Wolves player. When Martinelli was trying to stop the guy, he gave him another one. Less than 5 minutes, the guy was out of the pitch. And there were people that did similar things in that game. And demanded. So if people are taking decisions like this and they don't want to know, what do you think should be done on the part of owners of club side? Because the owners of this club side, they pay these fines. In as much as they charge the player, they pay these fines. And it's affecting them as well. What do you think that the owners of club sides and the officials of the EPL should do to create a proper standard?
Yeah, I feel the Premier League has got so many laws and rules in place. And most of the rules and laws, I think they more go against the players, the club owners and what, rather than the officiating team.
Yeah.
And I feel they have been very much under scrutiny. Season in, season out, they've been the most scrutinized people. And the level of inconsistency from them is very much alarming. And instead of them addressing the issue, they just come out reviewing the law back and forth. You give this to player. Now you cannot even talk in the face of a referee if you're not the captain. Now even the coach, even by articulating, making antics, even without a voice, you can be sent. So I feel all of these laws are suppressing club owners and coaches from expressing. Then with regards to this report, every match has got a match report. It will also be good if they also encourage clubs also to send in their own match reports. Yes, not just the ref.
Yeah.
So if the ref is sending out, I think if club had the opportunity, it should have exposed this in Liverpool match report. Said A, B, C, and this was in writing. You see, even Arteta, Arsenal was very much infuriated by that line decision. Was it off the ball? Was it outside? Was it on the line? Even when Arteta expressed, even in writing, they still find the club. I think no, the avenue or the space must always be created for players, coaches, and club owners to express, even fans to come out and voice out their opinion. But if you are suppressing it, that's the reason why this was kept for how many months without everybody knowing. At club had that opportunity, club would have come out and voiced or even in expression.
Yeah, I feel
matches
it's a,
to this.
it's a glorified
Yes.
decision. They just want to give themselves
They
some
know.
level of.
They know.
You know.
And secondly,
Exactly.
I think this match report must not just be in the office or in the files of the officiating team of refs. It must be made public. I think a copy must be given to every club,
Every club.
so you can object it.
And review
That
it,
this,
yeah.
yes, you can review it. Let's get this level of transparency. I think the best thing that could help improve the game is the level of transparency and the voice. If you give the space that club owners, fans also have opinion and the level of transparency, I think it will improve the game. Because sometimes some decisions some ref makes you start to question. You start to question what's the motive? Why are they making this decision? You see, crucial games, like let's say this weekend we see Man City drop point. We also see Liverpool in Arsenal
Arsenal.
also. We see Liverpool coming up. Even Liverpool game of full, a lot of controversies, over 4 penalty appeals.
Yeah.
All was turned down. All was turned down. So you start to question. So had there been a match report wherein Liverpool, Aston Villa and Liverpool also can give in their voice, they can also send their reports or have access to the match reports and give out their opinions, then it will help to throw light on all of these things. But coaches and refs needs to really come. I think for me, I want to use the opportunity to condemn the statement from David Gold. It's very much unfortunate. Very much unfortunate. It shows his biasness. I think that has been exposed. And one thing the Premier League did for this season, they asked all refs to give out their sentiment. Yes.
But
To give out their sentiment.
none of them came out to say the support
Yes.
Arsenal.
It's very much. I think it's
So
very
that's how
much.
much hatred we get.
It's very much good as a way to at least to balance their officiating. So if you know you are certain bias towards Arsenal, we'll keep them off from Arsenal games. If we know he has some sentiment towards Chelsea, we keep them off Chelsea game. I feel if they are honest in their presentation, because some of them will not be honest also, they'll just give you teams in order to cover their biased nature.
Okay. Transparency is the word from Mickey. He said that they need transparency. But at the end of the day, there was something I want to also ask Dan in the last question. When you're talking about transparency, how does the transparency come? Transparency, when you also have a leader, the person that is the head of the PGMOL, there has controversy all surrounding him. Me, I feel of the opinion that it is high time they began to think out of the book that they need to make a change. So in making a change, do you think it is proper to bring somebody, an external person that is not even in the Premier League? Just like I suggested the last time, I said maybe what we should talk about is to how to bring in, what's it called?
Officiating from Spain.
Referees from Spain, from Eredivisie, bring them from La Liga.
That'll be a blow to them.
Yeah. So let us know.
Because
Because you cannot be doing the same thing. So you tell us. That's the last shot from you.
Okay, from my own side, I think one of the easiest ways to make it a lot more transparent is like Premier League board should have a whistleblowing website where anybody can just log in, file in their complaint, and it will be accessible by all clubs in the Premier League. Coaches, players can go online and see some of the reviews from fans.
Same way they are checking on players on betting.
Yes.
Because you go and check on players in their WhatsApp group and all that. You come and say, Mickey, you were involved in betting.
Yes.
And you ask them. So let them do the same thing.
So, like a whistleblowing website where anybody can just file in their complaint, say anything about referees and some stuff.
Without fines, without intimidation.
Without any fines, because
on unanimous, you don't need to put your details.
That's exactly what banks do. Yeah, it's their own normal
Opinion box.
Yeah, not the opinion box. They have like a whistleblowing website for staff, wherein if you don't want to complain your colleague directly, like let him or her know like you're the one that's actually sending in the complaint, you can just go to that website and then just
type something.
type something. Nobody will know it was you. Everybody have access to it. So in that regard, everybody can just see, okay, this staff was engaged in doing A, B, and C. How can we change this? It's the same thing. Create a website, a whistleblowing one, where anybody, any ref, anywhere in the world can have access to. I don't like the way this is. I think like it's from this side. I think from this side. So if we have like, let's say, out of the assessment pool, we have up to 70 to 80% of the people saying the same thing about a single ref.
Yeah.
It means it calls for an immediate
Right.
yeah,
Attention.
action.
Yeah.
So they need to like, okay, everybody have been saying this about this ref. We really need to withdraw this ref and then look at his reviews, all of the matches that he has officiated, and see where the mistake lies and see how we can make things get better. So I think that's the best way, because if they decide to put it in the hands of that head of the PGMOL, I think they will be messing things up. Just like
they'll protect their interests.
people,
That's the thing.
Honestly.
Man City are paying, maybe, I don't know if it's just like a kind gesture or something, but they are giving money to the Premier League, but just to help them in some of those stuff. It can bias it can buy their
Exactly.
decision. Either way, whether they like it or not, it happens. It's a normal thing. If somebody is good to you, they can compromise your decision.
Compromise. That's true.
Exactly.
That's why for me, I don't believe in the economics said there is nothing like free lunch. So if someone gives you something for free, it simply means somebody will come to collect, either directly or indirectly. And Man City have been collecting indirectly for a very long time. They have a lot of controversy surrounding most of their winnings. If you take, for instance, like Wolves, Manchester City, they actually pushed the guy like this before they scored the winning goal. 96 minutes.
And yet it stood.
Man, that
And they'll say they've done it against Arsenal and Newcastle. So what's the essence? Why would it not take place again?
So you see, that's the problem. So I think
Yeah, we think that's your point about finding refs. I don't think it will be in line. These are people in the middle that make decisions every day. Then if they should come back, if it is just fine, they will come back and do an revenge and do the same attitude. Once they underperform, they must be relegated. And once you by the start of the season or half of the season, 15 or 10 of the Premier League coaches has been relegated down. All the rest will buck up and step up.
yeah, referees.
So the minute they underperform, action is taken against them and they're out.
But the situation where it's taking 1 year before they take one decision.
Yeah.
So would it be
how?
said.
So they have to also improve on their decision making. You don't have to wait for the end of the
I
year.
think like
So that's-
I just
it's got
see
a
that
conflict.
the entire PGML, I don't know, is like they are supporting, they are protecting
protecting
their
them.
own.
Right.
So it will
like
be
a cartel.
very difficult.
Yes,
Yes.
for me, there's something that I want to bring to your notice. I don't know if maybe it might sound sordid, but I'm starting to believe that this Premier League, the PGMOL, it's somehow racist. You understand? Why I say that? It's the controversies that they have been doing. It's based on these foreign coaches, foreign players. You understand? It's not on their own.
That is
You
another
understand?
point, because they are of the opinion that the league is being overtaken
Exactly.
by foreign coaches.
That's
They're
what I'm
not
thinking.
giving English coaches the opportunity to
Yeah.
express their prowess.
Because
So
anytime
that
you
might,
look
it might
at-
be a point.
I think like it cuts across for most of the leagues in the world. If you take, for instance, you go to the German
It's
league,
been
the
racist.
same thing. You go to Spanish league, they protect the homegrown players compared to foreign players. The racist chant black players from other countries are receiving from the Spanish league is incomparable to most of the black players that are actually playing for Spain. So it's called in Italy, it's the same thing. They give chances to their own grown players compared to any. I think like for me, just like what Mourinho, Balotelli and Mourinho agreed on the last time, maybe it has gotten to a point where everybody should just protect their own.
Yeah, but that's
So-
what I'm looking at.
Anyway, guys, in the comment section, you have opportunity of adding to our submission. We've made a lot of fantastic submissions. We talked about transparency. We spoke about even trying to create a new body and all that. But we need to hear from you in order for us to know what to do, because it is important that this message get across to them. And lastly, we're going to be looking at Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola in the last couple of matches has been exhibiting some antics off the pitch. The other time we saw him after the game against Fulham, where he was giving some coaching lessons to Amadou Traore for missing chances and all that. And recently, the match they lost against Brighton, because of the way Van Hakel handled his Haaland, he seems to be having calling the guy a crybaby or whatever, and they were exchanging some vertebrations that wasn't good enough. Do you think he's losing it as a coach, considering the fact that his team is injury sacked and that is affecting the way they play and they're losing match? Do you think him as a coach that he's losing his candor? Let me hear from you, Danny, once again.
There's one thing I know about Pep Guardiola. When he starts losing game after game, he starts looking for the exit door. He doesn't like to lose. And it's rather unfortunate, like he has that mentality, because Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, or let me just say Barcelona gave him that mentality, made him to think like he's God for all those coaches, and he has been carrying himself just like that. So I think because he's losing, he doesn't like to lose. Then his true self, that his emotion from the inside, starts popping out on a regular basis. You can see like he normally throw tantrums with other coaches on the dugouts. It happens all the time. There are a lot of arguments here and there, and even with some of the players, sometimes you might think like he wants to like advise them or something, but he's a guy that wants his own team to be like up there. All the time. He sees his team like the best. And
So
everything.
basically, this is the time for him. He's trying to round off.
Yeah, for me, I love him for that because he has that winning mentality. Like he loves to win games, game in, game out. But another thing you should understand in football is one of the beautiful sides of football. Why most times we celebrate to some point that we even shed tears. The fact that if you have been losing game after game, game after game, and then you started winning, all of those bad days, they are gone.
It will be erased.
So you know that idea of being the essence of knowing like I can actually win a game out there makes you become emotional and everything. But Pep, his own side, I will tell you, if the thing continue like this, by the end of the season, he will be the next thing will say like, I need some family time. Then he's going.
Okay, thank you very much. Our time is fast spent, but then I'm going to give you, as the woman in the studio, that you give us your final word on that.
The oath is not only with Pep, even with the Man City players, they are frustrated. I don't know if it is the mentality of the coach that is getting to their head, or the fact that maybe the EPL are with them, or the fact that they are the best team in the world, but it's getting to their head. You look at the misbehavior of Haaland this past few days, since the match against Arsenal. You see his performance in misbehavior, even since last season when we played them and we won against them or drew with them, it has the same reaction. And this one as well, this season it happened. Their past games it happened. The comments from Bernardo Silva, from Rodri, everybody is like, that is the mentality in the club. Exactly.
Bernardo Silva said they are in the dark spot. Pep said they are not in the dark spot.
Anyways.
So that is what has been affecting their club. Pep, they are too used to winning, or they think that they are the best team, so they can't handle losing, especially to rival clubs. To rival clubs or these little clubs, whenever they have a tough match or they seem challenge or holding them like they really have to fight for the win, they lose it. They lose it.
Regardless of the mentality of the club, I feel the spirit of sportsmanship must not be overruled.
Honestly,
Man City is not above that. Pep is not above that.
And when they do that,
it's time for the Premier League board to look at the conduct, not just of the manager, but also for Man City. You've seen the fine club and players.
Exactly, but they do not seem to be doing it.
We'll go into a game and see the entire Man City squad in a fight.
Okay,
not even football again.
Honestly, they need to be finding them.
That's why I know you have a lot of things to say.
We'll see that.
Well, next time, I want to say thank you very much to everyone. Thank you for all the submissions you made. You guys have done so well. We've looked at the Arsenal Chelsea match, look at the cooked decision to use the F word over Jurgen Klopp. We've looked at how Amorim is coming back to Manchester United to coach United with his new team, having allowed Van Nistelrooy to leave. Also look at the Down syndrome that is affecting Pep Guardiola and Man City. And we here at the Offside say thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being part of us.
Till next time.
Till next time, we say bye-bye.
Ciao.